Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Today it's one of my favorite videos to make. It is my Monday video, which I like to show off all the things that I created, attempted to create, or what have you the week prior. So generally this is like one of my favorites because I pull everything out of the woodworks, I grab it out of all the bags and wherever I've got it stashed away, and I'm like, oh yeah, I did work on that this week. Cool. It's gonna be a difficult one to top yesterday's video because yesterday my husband came on with me and showed off his Arcane Fiberworks sweater. So that was the first time everyone got to see him wearing it, and my Arcane Fiberworks sweater. And it was the first time everyone got a chance to see me wearing that completely done, finished. So this one's gonna be a little bit, how do I top that? Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Totally happy that he came on with me. So I guess I should probably start by showing you the sweater I finished, right? Yeah. If you didn't see yesterday's video, this is my sweater. The pattern is called Scandens. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it is free on Ravelry. I will link that down below. I used fingering weight yarn with this, and I used 4 hanks. This is all I have left. That right there, 8 grams is all I have left. Talk about just using all of it. Now the pattern, the original pattern, has the yoke work right here, that in a contrasting color to whatever your main body is, and the rest of it is just like this, that for my purposes, the yellows, right? Well, I had 2 of each skein, so I had to do something a little bit different, and that's why I striped that in. So that's not in the pattern, that's my own striping sequence of what I thought looked pleasing, or the best I could do, right? I mean, that's all there is to it. So this is my first time using and completing an actual garment with Arcane Fiberworks yarn. And my husband's sweater, that was the first time with the worsted weight. This is the first time with the fingering weight, and being able to put that on for the video, oh my gosh, feels absolutely amazing. So totally thrilled that I finally got myself into gear, we know what that means, and finished my sweater and finished his. I looked at Ravelry and I had started my sweater in January, and I'm not 100% sure because I forgot to look of when I started his sweater. So I'm going to go ahead and look and how long those beautiful projects were languishing. And I didn't have a lot to do on either one of them. His, it was, we weren't so sure on the neckline for him, but then he came around. So I started his December 30th. So, I guess when he said that we started around the same time, well, I started around the same time, it's correct. I started this one end of January, and I started his end of December. His has been done for a while. It's just been really, really hot here in Colorado, and I wasn't able to get him in for a photo shoot. I did, so I got him to video with me. I did get a picture of my son, well, our oldest son, modeling it, and it looks fantastic. So, and I've worn it myself and everything, not more than just trying on, but I've done that a couple times too, just to see how it looks and everything. Yeah, totally thrilled. So into the yellows this year. I mean, it is absolutely crazy. I am so into the goldens and the yellows. So there we have it on that. I mean, how can you top that? Sweaters, wow, amazing. So when the weather gets cooler, that is going to be absolutely perfect. And that goes along with that mindful, set everything aside and work on things that you want to work on, get a couple things finished. I jump on a lot of knit alongs and a lot of crochet alongs and a lot of bandwagons, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm having a blast with it, but I don't want to push aside some of the things that I'm enjoying making because I'm jumping on all the bandwagons, if that makes any sense. So really like this whole new attitude and how I'm working with things. Yeah. Oh, speaking of bandwagons, I might as well show you one, right? Right. Do we recognize this? Look at that. Oh my gosh, that color is just so bright. This is going to be a Boggy Creek blanket. You're like, what is that? Boggy Creek is a camp in Eustis, Florida for very, very sick kids. And there are countless YouTubers and regular peoples, and well, we're all regular peoples, aren't we? But making blankets and sending them in, and they're going to be donated to Camp Boggy Creek. So there are so many challenges going on. This is a bandwagon I jumped on. So many people making the same things, people making different things, people challenging each other, and that's fun. So this was challenged by Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming and Jan from An Alaskan Crafter, and they picked out this cat blanket, and it's really pretty. But you can't really tell I got a cat going on too much, right? The black going up is the tail. Okay, so it's a mirror image, you know, on each side. And for me, I'm about a third of the way done. I haven't done anything more on it since I did my not Vlogmas video a few days ago. But on this one, it's been giving a lot of people challenges, and that's because they're not used to this particular stitch. It's called a knotted double crochet. It's 2 half double crochets together is what that is. Not hard, but gauge was a problem. And gauge in general for a blanket, not a problem at all. So what, it's bigger, it's smaller, who cares? Nobody cares, right? People don't generally gauge for their blankets. You know, you'll do a gauge swatch for a sweater, they lie. I'm just gonna throw that out there, they lie. But you'll do it for a sweater or a garment or something like that to kind of get in that ballpark and then try to get it to fit the person that you want it to fit. Yeah, like the last 2 sweaters I made for my husband, I got a full skein into and had to pull out because my gauge swatch lied and it was gonna be like this big. And my husband's bigger than me, but he's not that much, right? I'm like, come on. So the gauge was the issue because Camp Boggy Creek takes a specific size blanket, and that's 35 to 40 inches wide and 40 to 50 inches long. And for a lot of people, the gauge was coming out way, way big. Well, that's not gonna work. If you want the blanket that you're donating to the camp to be able to go home with the child. Now, the camp counselors can still use it. They're not going to throw it away. They will definitely still use it. But if your goal is for it to go home with a child, they had to be with the parameters. So if it was too small, easy. Oh my gosh. Put a border on it. You're good, right? But it was the too big that was causing problems. So this is the bandwagon I've jumped on, and I haven't done anything else on it in like the last 4 or 5 days. I need to ball up my yarn some more because this has like all these bobbins and stuff, right? So I need to get some more of the black wound up and wind off some more of this because these little balls are running out, right? But yeah, moving right along. Okay, that's a tangled mess. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine till the video's over. It'll be fine. So that is definitely a bandwagon, and that's what I mean by I get sidetracked. I'm like, oh, I really want to make, you know, like my sweater for my husband. I really want to do this, or I really want to do that, and then I'll get sidetracked with the blanket. Well, that's not going to get done overnight. I mean, I could be quick, but not that quick, right? Especially since the majority of my stuff that I get done is really between Friday and Sunday. I know it's hard to believe, but that is really true. So yeah, there you go. Another thing that I am so tickled with, I am on track with a family goal as far as my knitting's concerned, and that is my socks. I do at least 10 pair a year that I give away, and my oldest son loves them the most. If I can say that, I'm not even sure, but I mean, he really loves them. So I finished a 2nd pair for him because the goal is just 1 pair for Christmas. But if I get generous and I have more made up, I'll do Christmas and birthday. And my kids are November, December, and January for birthdays, to include my husband. I'm the outlier. My birthday's tomorrow, right? You know, so I'm the outlier, but everyone else like that. So look at this. These are for my oldest son. Those are the large, birthday and Christmas. And just so you know, I really did do both of them. Not cheating, putting only one up there going, hey, they're done, honest, trust me. No, I got both of them done. So that's a lot. And I think that makes 5 pair. Yay. And you know, at this rate, I'll get them all done. And I'll make extra. And then of course, what do? I'm going to give extra away. That's how that works. But I'm not going to be rushing. So far, since I've got this much and it's August, I shouldn't have to be rushing where it's in December and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got 3-4 pair that I still have to make. I like that. I prefer that. That's stress knitting. That's stress crafting. I don't like stress crafting. I don't like those types of self-imposed goals right? Because, I mean, I could say nobody says I have to do socks for like holidays and stuff, but since I've been doing them for at least 15 years, I think, yeah, for the family. And that was when the kids were littler and they didn't have spouses or anything like that. And it was just my husband and my kids. But then they grew up. That's what they do. And they got married. That's what they do, right? And then they had kids. That's how that works. I don't make any for the kids. Kids' feet grow too fast and they lose them and there's drama. And if you get the wrong size, there's meltdown drama. So I don't do them for the kids. I do other things, but for the adults. And that is the best, most coveted gift. And it does a mommy's heart proud. I'm not gonna lie. That right there, I'm like, oh, there you go. That's the best gift, the one that everyone looks forward to. So yeah, how much happier can you be if that's the case? So loving that. Another thing that I got onto for this week, it's not done yet, but I kind of did a little gut check last night and I got a few more pieces done to my cat, right? You're like, what is that? I know. This is that rave yarn from Big Twist. Do I have one that's just kind of hanging out down here open? No, I don't. But it's the Big Twist rave. I got a hat. Oh, see, here's a hat with it. This is one skein of one cake of the Big Twist rave. This is a hat I previously made. I cannot find the pattern, but I know it's in one of my videos, but I couldn't find it. And this is the cat. This is the Amiko cat. So we have a head. I have to make the little muzzle piece right here. And then you embroider on the eyes. And I've got the body. And then we talked about it of doing the legs right here with the purple, more because I had that towards the center of the skein to match closer to the body, right? Because we got the body right here, mostly purple. So that works out well. And then the arms have the more pink in them. Isn't that cool? That's awesome. Let's see, we got the head up here, right? And I'm gonna do that hot pink because I've got that where the ball is at. I'm gonna do the really bright pink for the ears, and the tail has some of the pink and the purple in it. So I did do that. Like I said, the gut check. I just have the ears and the muzzle to make and then sew it all together. I've got about a week to finish this up because my granddaughter's birthday is, you know, a little bit after mine. She'll be 2. So I didn't want to do it. Not gonna lie. I have no problems with Amigurumi. I actually do like them. I have a lot of books on them. They sucker me in. They're really cute and they're adorable. But if I don't finish it right then, there's a chance that it could languish for a while. We won't talk about her. Yeah, it could languish for a while. And that's okay. So since this is for my granddaughter and, you know, well, I love her and everything and I have to finish it, I'm going to finish it. Oh, here's an example of languishing for a while. Recognize this? That's a Grinch. It needs a top notch. Yeah. I've had this done for a long time. I made 3 of them. You know, the boy, the girl, the baby, and then I made these other 2. I got 2. Right, where'd the other one go? Here, look, see? These. It's, right? It needs a top notch. Hello? That's not a lot. Just take an hour. Finish it. Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's okay. I don't want to. I do, but I don't want to. So it would be good to just get it done and move it out of my space because it's right here underneath the camera in my face so I don't lose it, forget about it and what have you. But yeah, that's what happens to Amigurumi. I get so excited. I mean, with the little Grinches, I made 5 of them, right? So I'll get excited and do the assembly line, but that doesn't mean that the last one's gonna get finished. You know what I'm getting at? Yeah, so there is that. That's okay, it's fine. So some of the other things, oh, I started another pair of socks. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. I got purple ones. Oh, here. This is West Yorkshire Spinner's Signature 4-ply sock, 400 meters for the 100 grams. It's 437 yards, 75% wool, 25% nylon. And I really thought this was just going to be a complete striping purple. I mean, it is, but I love the way that it's coming out, right? It's not even stripes. I love that. I like that little jagged or the, you know, how it changes. I've got the heel right here. going on, and I started the toe. So this will probably fit one of the girls. We've got lots of different sizes. I didn't even try it on me or anything like that to kind of get an idea. It'll fit one of them. There you go. And they'll have choices. So finished pair of socks. It's got a good chunk of another sock going. So really cool. What is it? You know, I can do that probably in an hour or so, finish that. I don't know timing, but finish that sock and then start the next sock. That would be awesome. So really on a roll with all of those. And I got some other sock yarn on the yarn crawl, which I've really got to show all the stuff that I got on the yarn crawl. And it's the same company, but it has sparkle in it. And I've used their yarn multiple times with some of their sparkle, and I've given those away to the kids. I really like it. This is a new colorway that they have this year, so I'll have to show that. So stay tuned for that. You know, because I mean, hello, it's beautiful, it's fun, it's sparkly, it's pretty, nice. Let's see. So another thing I got done this week, I got a lot done. I really did. I just pushed through. I got a lot done. Did you see the hat? Oh my gosh, did you see this hat? This is the Thunderstorm Toque. I think that's how it's being pronounced. That's what somebody told me down in the comments. Thank you so much. And I love everything about this hat pattern. It is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. Look at that crown of that. Oh my goodness. And I've had it in my library for quite some time. I think I've made the hat before because I liked it that much, right? Yeah, because I'll make doubles and triples. Hello, you've seen that. But it has matching mittens. And those I have not made previously. This yarn is a discontinued yarn from Hobby Lobby, and it's called Chloe. It is a worsted weight yarn, 100 grams, 270 yards, 70% wool, 30% viscose. It's going to be great for the cooler climates. I'm in Colorado. It's just going to be stunning. So the hat is amazing. It is so cool. And what I did for the bobbles right here is I crocheted those in as I went. Since I can crochet and I can knit, I could have knit them per the pattern. I like the way the crocheted ones look. I don't have an issue with that. I mean, if you don't crochet, by all means knit them in. There's no problem with that. But I was shown that technique years ago and love it. You can also crochet the bobbles in after the fact. You just have lots of different ends. That is okay too. I just do mine as I go. And so I didn't get totally sidetracked. Okay, I got sidetracked. We know this. But that's okay. It's crafts and yarn and wonderfulness. Oh, yarn. Okay, so this is what I have left of my first ball. I got 2 of these. This is for the final mystery yarn challenge that Lori from the Armchair Chef has been putting on for 2 years. So I did end up getting 2 of this, the Chloe, and I made the hat. And as you see, I have, you know, a whole one left, and I've got this much. So I'm like, I have to make those mittens. I mean, I've got plenty of yarn, and I started it. Look at that. How cool is that? So you've got the gorgeous, I mean, it's the exact same pattern, right? So very much matching. I love the way the yarn stripes. The cuff is done sideways like this as opposed to up and down, and I think that's a wonderful effect. You've got a thumb gusset is what that's called right here, to where the thumb sticks out at an angle, as opposed to some things that are like that with that complete L, which is not how our hands are, you know, built, right, to stay like that always. So look at this. Isn't that cool? I haven't done that yet. That's fine. I just cinched it up, not a big deal. But there we go. Look. So I've got to finish off this pattern. It's the exact same thing. So you've got these ridges going up, right? So once I get all of those up, and then it'll be those twisted stitches to the top and rounding off a little bit for the top of the hand. Oh my gosh. This feels great. Like I said, 75% wool, or 70% wool, 30% viscose. It feels amazing. What a stunning set this is going to be. It was suggested down in the comments, wow, all you need now is a cowl. Yeah, that would be cool. I don't have enough of this yarn to do that. There's not a pattern for a cowl to go with this set, but it wouldn't be hard, you know what I mean? But I do think that's a fantastic idea for, you know, if you really wanted the luxury set, you know, because if this itself wasn't luxury enough, this is such a beautiful, unique pattern and stitch. I'm a big fan of bobbles. Not everyone is. I think the use of the bobbles here, it's sparse enough that it gives the oomph value that I personally like, but it's not over the top. They just add a subtle difference. Not everybody's going to have this style hat, this style mittens. They will be that when you're wearing them out, walking the dog, whatever it is that you're doing, you just have that little extra luxury. That's the way I look at it. And when you're making something, if you've got the time, the ability, or what have you, put that little extra into it. So yeah, that takes a little longer than a plain stockinette hat. It does. It really does. That's okay. Not everyone has to be equal and just alike having the plain stockinette hat, right? I mean, I make enough of those. Well, I used to. Haven't made a bunch this year. But take your time and enjoy your craft. That's what I'm working on. Enjoy your craft. If you want to put the extra special touches in there and it takes a little longer, so what? You're going to like it more. You're going to feel a little bit more pride, stand up straighter, walk a little taller, and especially when someone gives you a compliment, because that's a unique piece. That's one of those that somebody's going to notice. And there are certain patterns that I gravitate towards. There are certain designs I gravitate towards, and that type is a unique one that's a little extravagant, a little over the top, right? You know, just it really looks nice. I love all the attention to detail on it. Yeah, the designer did a fantastic job. Like I said, both of those are paid for patterns, and I'll link those down on Ravelry. So then if you're interested, great. If you're not, that's fine too. Just doing it as a service. Let's see, did I get anything else done? I mean, like, that's not enough. I think that's what I worked on this week. That's a lot. I had finished the sweater. I mean, granted, I started the sweater in January, but hello, finally got it done. To get that sweater off the needles and then to have this left. I really thought there was going to be some more left. Don't worry, it's not going to go to waste. I'll end up putting this into something else. I mean, you're like, but it's only 8 grams. That's okay. I have 2 or 3 Ziploc bags, like gallon size Ziploc bags of bobs and bits and ends like this. And what I did a couple years ago is I was doing things 2 strands. I would take the 2 strands of fingering weight, and then I would knit up those plain stockinette hats that I was just talking about on size 6 needles. Hello, that's fantastic. You know, so it's not really tiny. I'm using the fingering weight yarn. A lot of my fingering weight yarn has wool content because I'm doing socks with it. And I was giving away the hats, giving them away, donation, everything, people who need them. And I was a big concern. Wait, it's got wool, people have allergies. Well, people know their allergies, and Colorado weather, if you're out on the street, they'll figure it out, right? We'll figure those things out. But it is really, really nice in those colder climates for people who can use wool to use wool. Just gonna say. And it's been fantastic. So something like this, it'll get used, because double strand with something else, it's gonna make its own marl. It's gonna do its own thing. And then I mix it with all my stuff. And my yarns don't match. I have a lot of chaotic colors. I like a lot of different colors. And then, you know, when it's like, oh, well, you take all your leftovers and you can make something with it. Yeah, my leftovers fight with each other. They do. So I'll mash them together and everything and make it work. And it's really kind of interesting on some of the color combinations that come up. But no sense wasting it. And it's fun to see the other creations, and it's fantastic being able to hand out hats and things like that and donate those, and all of those unique, because they're all going to be unique. That's all there is to it. They're very, very unique designs and processes, and it's a neat one too, because I've done that with the colors, with marling them together, but you can also practice doing your color work, your Fair Isle, stuff like that. And you don't have to do big pieces. You can just do little geometric shapes, right? You know, just tiny, tiny little bit of color work, and it's still useful. It's kind of like making washcloths, right? We make washcloths. Why do you do that? Well, they're useful, but you can practice a new stitch and still have a useful thing when you're done with it. You know, like, what do I do with the swatch that I've finished, right? That type of thing. I pull it out and reuse the yarn. That's just me, but everyone's different. Yeah, so there we go. that was my week. That was crazy. So by next week, I should be able to get that cat finished because it's just the minor little details. And we will see what else that I pull out of the woodwork and work on. The ideal situation would be to grab the sweater that I'm working on for my granddaughter, because she, yeah, she might have called me out. She did. She called me out. Nana, are you working on my sweater? Yeah, no, I wasn't. But I did get a picture of it with her on it and everything. It does fit, so that's good. And I'm a lot farther on it than I thought, which is fantastic. And I think it's just that gut check, sit down with it. It's going to take a couple hours to figure out where I was, not going to lie, and what my next steps are to work on that. And maybe with my mindful, thoughtful, very focused craft day, I might start grabbing a project every once in a while and working on that too, just to move it along, right? Just, I mean, obviously I fell in love with it and I got excited and everything and I got so far on it. Let's finish it. I mean, I'm on yarn fume high right now from finishing my sweater for myself. I mean, this is just, I am just thrilled beyond belief right now. So, pretty sure if I finish hers, I'd be the same way, you know, and I'm really close. So it's not like starting a whole new sweater. Might be an easy win, so to speak, right? If you didn't notice, that's a pep talk to me. That's a pep talk to me. I'm just saying that. It is. All right, everybody. With that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.